The final practice of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix was marred with incidents. We had it all. A red flag, a virtual safety car and plenty of yellow flags. The majority of the grid had difficulties keep their cars on track, going off into the various runoff areas on track. Pierre Gasly was the man on top come the end of the session. Not only was he the fastest man on track, but he was also the fastest by just over 0.3 of a second. His Scuderia AlphaTauri Honda teammate Yuki Tsunoda had a better day, finishing 8th overall. Sergio Perez finished the session in 2nd place. He has had a pace all weekend and is looking the favorite to get pole in Baku. Max Verstappen didn't have the best of sessions. He crashed his car into the barrier at turn 15, damaging his wing. He was unable to get his car restarted, causing the session to be red flagged for 5 minutes. Verstappen wasn't able to rejoin and finished in 15th. Mercedes, AMG Petronas Formula One team have been on the back foot yet again this morning. Lewis Hamilton was able to get his car up to 3rd, thanks to a monster tow at the end of his fastest lap. Valtteri Bottas got himself in a few mishaps on track, locking up and going into the runoff areas. He could only get 13th overall. Scuderia Ferrari have been the most consistent team of the weekend. Their session was also marred by the drivers locking up and ruining flying laps, but Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz Jr. still managed 4th and 5th respectively overall. Lando Norris outpaced his McLaren F1 teammate Daniel Ricciardo, yet again. The duo had a good session, managing to avoid all the yellow flag chaos. Norris got his car up to 6th with Ricciardo rounding out the top 10 in 10th. Alpine F1 team are looking to be on fine form. They've spent most of the weekend in the top 10 and look promising to get both their cars into Q3 come qualifying. Fernando Alonso was the strongest of the pair, coming in 7th, but Esteban Ocon wasn't too far behind him in 9th. It doesn't look as if Aston Martin cognizant Formula One team will be repeating their points heroics from the Monaco Grand Prix. The drivers haven't really tested the top 10 and it will be a surprise if either are in Q3. Sebastian Vettel came 11th with Lance Stroll just behind him in 12th. Alfa Romeo Racing all-in had a fairly quiet session. They weren't able to do anything spectacular with Kimi Raikkonen coming in 14th and Antonio Giovinazzi in 17th. George Russell came into difficulties when his car came to a grinding halt at turn 1, bring out a virtual safety car. The weekend hasn't been great for Williams Racing, especially with Nicolas Latifi having car issues during Friday's runnings. Latifi came 16th with Russell in 18th. Finishing off the grid was a Ralkili Haas F1 team. Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin came 19th and 20th respectively. Copyright Maxi, the checkered flag, all rights reserved.